All right, what's going on? Check it out, Cowbell Madness. We're continuing, we're building. This is actually from a very famous song. I will let you figure out what it's from. It's the intro. But anyway, here we go. This one's actually nice and solid. I really like this one. It's not terribly hard, but it's got a little syncopation going on with the bass and snare, which makes it sound cool. The cowbell is simply playing quarter notes. It's on the 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what we got going on here, we call this a 2-bar beat. What it is it covers 2 bars or 2 measures. It takes 2 counts to 4 to cover the entire thing. So instead of just playing one beat over and over and over again, which we've done for a lot of these with one measure, this one crosses over the line and it plays 2 bars. All right, so the cowbell, pretty rock solid. You're going to play this on 1, 2, 3, 4, and then again 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, the bass drum. The bass drum actually starts the whole thing off on 1, and it locks it in with the cowbell, 1. But what it does, when it gets a 3, and we were expecting it to happen on 3, when the cowbell plays a 3, the bass drum plays on the and. All right? Snare drum, pretty solid at the beginning, too. That's coming in on 2 right after the bass drum. So we started off 1, 2, and then we get this syncopated where we got the 3 on the cowbell, the and on the bass drum. We're going to do the same thing with the snare drum. We're going to play 4 on the cowbell and the and on the snare drum. And that sounds like this. 1, and we'll use the ands in the middle to kind of keep space and space it out so you can feel it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, so rock solid on that first 1 and 2. We're just playing straight quarter notes. 1 and 2, and we have the syncopation, which means we are delaying each hit every time it happens. So the cowbell starts itself on the 3, and we get the 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and just play that over and over again. You can pause right here and come back and watch again if you need. Now let's play the second half of this drum beat, the second measure, the second bar, if you will. All right, we're going to continue with that syncopation where we're going to start on 1 at the cowbell. This time, instead of the bass drum starting on 1, it's going to start in the and. So we're going to continue that flow of the bouncing between the cowbell and then bass drum and snare drum on the ands. So it goes 1, and then we get pretty straightforward. We're going to play 2 with the snare drum and the cowbell together. So 1 and 2, 1 and 2. And now what we're going to get on the 3 is we're going to continue the syncopation again. We're going to play 3 and, all right? And then ending on 4, we get them together again, 4 with a final bass drum on the and. So here's just the 3 and 4 and. Syncopation, 3 and 4 and. So the cowbell is working almost all of the ands in this one. And this is actually a throwback. If you watch the Basic Beat of the Week series, Basic Beats of the Week 9 specifically tackles a lot of the ands, and then 10 takes it fully on to all of the ands. All right, so this is very similar to that. We've got 1 and 2, and then the bass drum comes in on 3 and 4 and. So we're playing the and after the 1 and after the 3 and the 4 with that 1. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. All right, now finally let's put the whole thing together. Remember, in the beginning, we start on the 1 with the bass drum, and the snare drum will be on the 2. Then we get syncopated where we go between the bass drum and the snare drum back to the bass drum, bouncing on those ands. In the second measure, after we play the and on the bass drum, we play snare drum on 2 again, and the snare drum will actually come back on the 4. So the only time the snare drum is ever really syncopated is in the first measure on the and after 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Otherwise, the snare drum is always on the 2 and the 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The bass drum in its own right does a whole lot of syncopation. In fact, the only time it plays on the beat is the very beginning at 1. Otherwise, we have a whole bunch of ands for the bass drum. So let's go through just the bass drum. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right? And again, cowbells are straight 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 for the whole time. Let's try it. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and. All right, here we go. All right, and that's pretty much it. That's it for this Cowbell Madness beat. This one is straight from a famous song. Again, I will let you figure that out. If you figure it out, put it in the comments section. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys next time. Dave Bloom Drums, thanks for checking out. Make sure to check out all the other videos, all the other playlists. Stick around, subscribe to the page. Make sure you hit that bell, ding, at the top. And I'll see you guys again soon. Take care.